Good morning everybody, I'm at Ludwig Maximus University here in Munich, and it was from here where Sophie Scholl and her brother Hans Scholl were arrested and later beheaded for their peaceful pushback of the Nazi regime in Germany. Imagine being 21 years old in the heartbeat of Nazi Germany and saying, this is just not right. This is what 20-year-old Sophie did, and there is a monument here which I'd like to show you. So I hope you can hear me over the church bells. It was in here, the atrium in here, where Sophie and Hans distributed their final leaflets. This was the White Rose movement here in Germany. And if you're wondering why you're so low, that's because I am showing you something. The White Rose movement, again, was peaceful, and they would write these leaflets and they would tell the people of Munich what was really happening and the atrocities that the Nazi party were committing. And like I said, they released their final leaflets here, and this is what this monument is to symbolise. I'll show you where they lived. They lived about half a mile down the street here, and it was from this address they would have walked their final suitcase full of leaflets to this university. They handed the leaflets out to the students here, and Sophie had leaflets left over, and she went to the atrium here, and it is closed, so I can't get in to show you. There'll be a picture online, I'm sure I'm showing you, and she chucked all through her remaining leaflets onto the floor, and they scattered. And the porter at the university, he contacted the police, and they were Hans and Sophie and another member of the White Rose movement. There was only 5, and they were kind of guided by their philosophy professor that worked here, and the 3 of them were arrested and they're interrogated. Bear in mind, they're like, Sophie's 21, Hans is I think 4 years older. They're interrogated by the Gestapo, and they wouldn't give up anyone. And Sophie and Hans were beheaded both on the same day. It's said that Sophie went from being in the cell to being beheaded in less than a minute. That's how quickly it happened. Just before the end of the Second World War, she was guillotined. This event that happened here at the university happened on the 18th of February 1943. think that's such a remarkable story for someone so young, a group so young, students in Munich, fighting peacefully against the atrocities that they knew were happening, and so many people were just idling by and letting it go in Germany. And Sophie Scholl is attributed to one of my favourite quotes of all time. And it's a quote that sums up so many people, including myself, and I'll voice that over at the end. But the story of Sophie Scholl, although in Germany, is a very important story about resistance, Germans' own resistance to the Nazi Party. But I mean, you don't hear about it outside of Germany, and only through I do research when I come to places. I only found out about the story in December. So it's interesting that it's not that well known story outside of Germany. I'm sure it's probably better well known than I realised. I just read several times it's not that well known. But yeah, Hans and Sophie Scholl. Sophie was 21 when she was executed and killed by the gestapo. Crazy, isn't it? But it was an amazing story. I hope you enjoyed it. Very brief. There's monuments all over Germany to Sophie Scholl. She is a powerful figure of resistance in Germany, and there's monuments to her in Berlin. There's several in Munich. This is where she was from, obviously. But I'm just showing you this one, and I might show you pictures of a couple of others. If you are interested in the story, there is a museum in here over my shoulder. Not open for another 3 hours, and I believe it's in German, so I am not going to it. But really interesting story. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you on the next video. An example of a legacy was, even before the war had ended, one of the White Roses movement, one of their leaflets, the sixth one I believe, was smuggled out of Germany via Scandinavia, and it was given to the RAF, and the RAF dropped millions of these leaflets over Germany. Her sixth leaflet, it was titled The Manifesto of Munich Students. So the legacy of Sophie started very quickly. She became quickly very infamous.